The News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The Health Department has recorded the first case of the Arcturus or XBB 1.16 Omicron subvariant in the country. International health authorities first flagged the subvariant for monitoring. Despite this, the DOH assures the public that the new subvariant should be no cause for concern, as available evidence suggests that it is not any more infectious than the original Omicron variant. The agency also assures that the rising positivity rate in Metro Manila should not be worrying, as there are many factors affecting the figure. This as the 7-day positivity rate in Metro Manila rose to 10.6% over the weekend from 7.3% a week earlier.
So pag tinignan natin at nakita natin na kakaunti lang ang nagpapatest, tapos out of those na nagpapatest, sila yung nagpapositive. Maaring bias na tayo kasi doon sa mga taong may talagang simptomas na, kaya sila lang nagpapatest.
The DOH also reports that nationwide positivity rate also reached 10.9% on Monday. However, the Health Department cautions against putting too much emphasis on the figure, as the positivity rate does not paint the whole picture of the COVID-19 situation in the country.
It would be unfair for our local governments and our other sectors kung magdedeklara tayo ngayon na magpapapanik tayo ng tao, so sabing high risk na tayo just because we have based on our analysis on our positivity rate.
An international body has committed to settle the claims of oil spill victims in Oriental Mindoro. Justice Undersecretary Raul Vasquez said the commitment was made by officials of the International Oil Pollution Compensation Funds. Vasquez noted, though, that the IOPC, which assists countries in oil spills, will have to do some assessments to check the validity of claims.
The IOPC visited us, and this showed that their commitment to settle all claims, because the IOPC is the one that handles the funds. Since the Philippines is a member state in that convention that created IOPC, and the IOPC is the one handling the funding for all claims in respect to disasters of this nature.
Meanwhile, Pola Mayor Jennifer Cruz confirmed to the chiefs that a case has been filed against the owner of sunken tanker MT Princess Empress. Cruz said negotiations should be coursed through the national government, as the case is already being dealt by the DOJ and Investigation Bureau.
Sa matagal pong panahon, alam naman natin, marami pong nangyari na ganyan, pangyayari sa ating karagatan, pero wala pong naipapile na case. So this time, inayon po ng Bayan ng Pola ang pagpapile ng case against po dun sa may-ari na gawa na nitong oil spill na to.
Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Ople is off to Egypt to help OFWs crossing over from Sudan. Ople said the government would provide $200 or about 11,000 pesos and other assistance for evacuated OFWs. This move follows a 72-hour ceasefire reached between the two warring military forces in Sudan.
It shouldn't matter whatever papers they have, or if they don't have any papers at all. To quote the President, kung marunong mag-Tagalog, marunong mag-Bisaya, marunong mag-Ilocano, marunong ng iba't ibang dialect sa atin, Pinoy yan. So we will help, and doesn't really matter if they are in possession of a passport or any identity card. Aayusin na lang namin pagdating sa border.
At least 50 OFWs have been evacuated by the embassy, while there are also those assisted by their employers. Ople said they are in talks with Saudi Arabia to provide temporary jobs for displaced OFWs from Sudan.
Most of the workers based in Sudan are skilled professionals. We are trying to explore the possibility of temporary jobs in Saudi Arabia, if that will be allowed by their government.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Telcos welcome the government's move to extend the deadline for the mandatory SIM registration for 90 days. Smart Communications says the extension would give them more time to campaign for SIM registration. Smart also said discussion with concerned government agencies are still ongoing. Globe Telecom meanwhile says it applauds the move, saying this would give unregistered customers more time to comply with the law. However, a group of digital advocates condemns the DICT's plan to limit services for SIMs that remain unregistered within the 90-day period. Digital Pinoy say the agency should stop inventing procedures that are not helpful and are not part of the SIM registration law. For her part, Senator Grace Poe, who sponsored the SIM Registration Act and is chairman of the Committee on Public Services, said that telcos and the NTC must ensure they reach rural and remote areas. The DICT reports that around 52% of SIMs have been registered as of yesterday, April 24, the initial deadline for SIM registration. That's 87.4 million out of the over 168 million subscribers in the country. Filipino-American rapper Saweetie has arrived in the Philippines this morning. The global hip-hop artist is set to perform with other Filipino artists during the FIBA World Cup 2023 draw on April 29. This will be Saweetie's first performance here in the country. Though she grew up in California, Saweetie traces her roots to the Philippines through her mother, who is Filipino-Chinese. Her father is meanwhile an African-American. The multi-platinum award-winning rapper is known for her songs Icy Girl, My Type, Best Friend, and Closer, where she collaborated with singer Her, who is also part Filipino. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.